Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. This is a very, very important episode here. And we are in the middle of the offseason. So we do have some moves we need to make. And by moves, I mean we have a lot of vacant spots on the team, particularly the defense, that need to be filled this offseason. I would like to sign a top 2 defender. Now, you guys seen free agents, and you guys seen who's available. Marc-Edouard Vlasic is there, and he is optioned. We have the salary cap to take him. 7 years is a lot, but he's 31, so it might not be the worst thing to consider. Now, Josh Manson, I did not, like when I showed you guys Josh Manson, I didn't realize he was 26. He's, the defensemen, actually all skaters, all goalies and skaters stop growing when they're 27 in this game, it seems like. So acquiring him is basically an 85 overall player for $4 million for 3 years. So why not, instead of paying $4 million for 3 years, we dish out an extra $1 million for 7 years and get Marc-Edouard Vlasic. I know 7 years is a long time, but it's going to take him a few years to lose that 91 overall. And perhaps this is the best way to go, Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Him and Dustin Byfuglien would be sick on the first defensive line. And then Tyler Myers on the second defensive line is just a plus. Our defensive core would be stacked. There is a comment that said go get Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going after Marc-Edouard Vlasic for 7 years. We're going to give him, we want to make sure he comes to Winnipeg, so we're going to give him 6.2 for 7 years. He should take that for sure. I would hope so. Unless he goes with Calgary, they may have offered him more money. Fingers crossed they didn't. Now, there's always Jack Johnson or McNabb we could go after. I mean, Braden McNabb would not be terrible, but I don't feel like we need him. So I'm not going to offer him a contract. If he's still there and we don't get Marc-Edouard Vlasic, we're definitely go after McNabb because he's a top 4 defender. I'd like you to, this episode I want a top 4 defender. So if we have to go after Jack Johnson, that's something we would consider as well. Or maybe even Mike Green. But Mike Green probably won't be there. So we're going to go after Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and hopefully we can get him. I did sign a few free agents that slipped out of the draft. They should accept right away. I'm really hoping Marc-Edouard Vlasic does accept our contract and comes to Winnipeg. Okay, this guy accepted. And hopefully we will hear from Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He rejected. I don't think this... Okay, he wants more money. We will give him more money. We will give him just that. I know he basically said he doesn't want to come here because he doesn't feel like we're a winning team. I feel like he'll come here for more money. We're going to give him 6.5. I'm not going to go over 6.5. That's crazy. But he's a 91. You know what? 6.6. That's a lot of money for someone who's 31 years old. I mean, he's going to be like a really high-paid player on the team. So, we're offering him that contract. And I'm watching the other defensive players that we could have picked up slip away. Like, McNabb's gone. Chris Russell is still there, and Mike Green is still there. So is Jack Johnson. As long as they remain there, we should be fine. We just need to guarantee we get a defender. So we're advanced today. I really hope we get Marc-Edouard Vlasic. It's really important that we get the Vlasic pickle. Will we get him? And we'll find out right here. He accepted. We have a 91 overall defenseman to add to our squad. Guys, our defensive core is stacked. That is sick. A 91 overall next to 89 Dustin Byfuglien. That is just sick. There's probably going to be some morale gains because he joined the team, because he's such a high overall. That I'm excited now. Now, here's the question. Do we sign another defenseman? No. We don't need another one for our top 4. Maybe in our top 6. Maybe Kyle Quincy. I feel like $3 million for a top 6 is too expensive. I'd rather just allow a prospect to come up and play, or search for some trades for a younger defenseman who their team doesn't have any room for. We don't need any forwards. Our forward core is stacked. We cannot get any more. We literally have a person for every position Maybe acquiring another person would be great, but I feel like we don't need anybody else. I feel like the team we have is the team we need. So I'm just going to shut the door on free agency, and we're going to sim to the regular season. And depending on what our team looks like, we may make some trades. So our AHL team should be set too with all the prospects assigned in free agency and from the draft. So let's go ahead and sim to next season, and if anything pops up, you guys will know. Okay, guys, right here, we're going to match LA's offer. We don't get anything in compensation, so we're just going to match their offer here. On Jan Kostelek. I said his name wrong. You guys are going to let me know about it in the comment section. I already know you are. Anyways, back to the season. Okay, guys, here we are in the regular season, and we have to view our owner goals for the season. He wants 23 sellouts this year to help establish our home ice, beat our rival Minnesota Wild in our first meeting. The team store needs to be a little bit nicer, so upgrade it by 1 level, and we need more club seats. Upgrade club seating by 1 level. Now, last year I did upgrade the parking lot, and we had no more money for the rest of the season, so I'm not going to do that until towards the end of the season. So I will work on that stuff in a second, but before then, let's check out our lines to see what our team looks like. We'll probably have to do some rearranging and call up some people. And it looks like everybody's here. I do not know if we're missing anybody, but this is the team I see right now, and it looks, I mean, it is a pretty solid team. I'm not gonna lie. I do wish we had a better left winger, but I feel like Patrick Lane will get the jump to 85 this season. I really hope so, because he's been at 83 now for quite a while. And some of our other prospects are passing him, like Dmitry Tereshov. And I don't know, man. I really hope we didn't ruin Patrick Lane's growth by playing him on the first line that one season. Defense, let's check this out. Mark-Edward Vlasic and Dustin Byfuglien. That's just a shutdown pairing right there. That is going to be filthy. Now, we do got Mark-Edward Vlasic on that long contract, and Big Buff still has 3 more years at 7.6. So actually, basically, when we have to sign all these younger players to big contracts, Dustin Byfuglien will basically be out the door, and we can have Mark-Edward Vlasic to hang on to, basically. Jacob Trouba is starting to grow. 86 overall. That's what he was last season. But he's got 4 years left before we have to worry about negotiating another contract with him. I'm pretty confident he'll be at least to 88 by then. Tyler Myers is now playing as a top 4 defender, which that's what his role is. Maybe he'll play better. We do have to negotiate a contract with him next season. So it is a contract year for him, so I really want him to prove himself. He'll probably get re-signed depending on how he does this season. If not, then it will be surprising. But you know what? It just, whatever. Whatever we can do with Tyler Myers would probably help the team. If we keep him or if we let him go, it just depends on how he plays this season, as I said. Josh Morrissey, he's basically the same as Jacob Trouba. He's got 4 years left at $1.6 million. And then he should be at least, I really hope he's 86 by then. 4 years is a long time. He should be a pretty high overall. He's already 83. He's been growing quite a bit. His skating category is really sick. So is his shooting category. So maybe he gets pretty good. His physical category is lacking. Same with his senses. That's why his overall so low. And this guy, Jan Kolstalev, he's not staying up here. That's for sure. He's going to get sent down. And probably right now, once I find a replacement, 2 goalies, Hellebuck and Eric Comrie, which Eric Comrie will be our starting goalie because he is a higher overall. Now, I do know I gave him an unfair contract. You guys let me know about it in the comment section. 3.7 for a young goalie is unfair for 5 years. So I'm going to make sure whatever he wants coming up soon, when we negotiate his contract, I'm going to give him $2 million more just to be fair, because that's just unfair for me to sign him. I should have signed him for 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So when we do negotiate a contract with him, I have to give him $2 million more. I'm going to write that down, that way I remember that, because I feel like that'd be fair, and hopefully that would even it out. He does have some pretty good morale with some of the players down in the AHL. Maybe they'll make their debut pretty soon. And basically we have our top 2 goalies right there, our starting goalie and our backup goalie. It just depends on who plays better. Probably split the first 10 games in half, see who does better, and then whoever does better will get more starts, and we'll just go from there. AHL, I didn't do anything. Oh, Brett Howden may be ready for a call-up. I'm not sure. Depends on how our 4th liner. Actually, Adam Lowry can basically handle it up there. Brendan Lemieux, 83 overall. He's growing nicely. We have a few other prospects down here. I still got to do all this, get rid of some of these AHL potential guys. And now defense. That's not defense, that's special teams. Defense. Now there's one thing I noticed last season, and that's our defense struggled to put up points. I do want to find a young goalie. Not goalie. A young defenseman. I was showing you guys the goalie, that's why I said goalie. A young defenseman who can play, who can play top minutes in the AHL and score points for us, because I do want our AHL team to do good. I know I do it off camera, but I do manage the AHL team. I try to make sure all the prospects are playing in their correct positions, who's scoring, if they're scoring more, try to move the lines around, get them going as well, because it's not just our NHL team we want to be successful, it's also our AHL team. We want them to be successful as well. So I do want to look for a defenseman for them. Also, we need to find like a fourth line defensive defenseman I'd be happy with, or just like a two-way defender. We don't necessarily need an offensive defenseman for the third defensive line. So we're going to check free agency here, see if there's anybody available we can pick up. And basically here, Kyle Turris is still there, but we don't need another center. Same with Brian Little. We don't need another center. They'd be great to have. We just don't need any more centers. Joel Armia, we're probably going to trade him away for a defenseman. That's really what I'm considering doing, because we don't have room for him. And he just doesn't put up points. Like, I know he's on the third line. 35 points isn't bad, but we don't necessarily need him. He's 25. He's only got to get to like an 86. I feel like we give him to a team that is going to use him. I could just send him down to the AHL, but that's just not going to feel right. We're just going to give him to a team that's going to use him. Maybe we sign like a defenseman like this guy, Nikita Nikitin. So he's a defensive D-man, 81 overall. How many years does he want? He wants 3 years. I'm sure we can just give him 1 and he'd take it. Or we see if we can find a trade or something for a young defenseman. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So give me 1 second and I'll see if I can find someone. Okay, guys, I did find a defenseman for the our AHL squad to help them out on offense. And it is Jake Bean. He's an offensive defenseman, 20 years old, low elite potential. So he probably gets about 85, 86. But he's not going to go to that this season. He's going to be like maybe an 81, 82 this season. He may not even be NHL ready for the next season. He's got a pretty sick shooting category. Same with skating. It's not the best, but it's pretty good for 79 overall. His defensive category needs some work. Same with his physical and senses category. So we could use him in the minors as a top 2 defenseman. Now, I know what you're saying. Why would Carolina trade away Jake Bean? He's going to be pretty good in a few years. And the reason is for that is they have no room for him, basically. They have a stacked defensive core. Noah Hannafin, Justin Falk. They have Paints, I think you said his name. Toby Enstrom, Slavin, Smith, Hayden Fleury, Schmidt, and Hunwick in front of him. Most of those defensemen are pretty young. Like Slavin's going to be, he could grow 2 to 3 more overalls. Pines is still going to grow a little bit more. Toby Enstrom is probably going to be their top 6 defender. And Hayden Fleury is also going to grow. So that just leaves Jake Bean out. Not to mention they have other defensive prospects like McEwen and Krantz. Or like Wesley or something like that. I don't know. But they really don't have room for Jake Bean. Instead of just stuffing him in the minors his whole career, we could take him and allow him to play top minutes in the minors and then eventually move him up to the NHL when we need him. Because all our defensemen won't be here forever. So getting Jake Bean from this trade would be great. Not only would we be getting someone we need, we can give them Joel Armia. They do need another right winger. They are interested in Joel Armia. Maybe a third line scoring forward or even a second line. They could use him. He could grow to 86 overall. He could be a second liner for Carolina. They're also interested in McGregor, who's a prospect that we're really not going to use. I just drafted him just to draft him, which was dumb. But Carolina does show interest in him, so maybe they'll toss him down there in the AHL. Get their AHL squad going. So basically they're getting a player we need. We're getting a player that we need in return. And we're also going to throw in like a 6th round pick to keep this a little more realistic. I don't want to overpay for this, but I feel like Jake Bean's such a good player that he's way better than Joel Armia is. So maybe giving them the 6 would make this go through for sure. Without a doubt, yeah, I knew that was going through. It's just that you don't want to just make it be unrealistic. His potential was great. So I'm still going to look for NHL. Wait a minute. William Nylander is on the trade block for Toronto, guys. Give me a second here. I got to look at this. Okay, guys. William Nylander is on the trade block for Toronto. He's unhappy there. 22 years old. Signed to 2.7 for 4 years at an 80 overall. That could be really good for us in about a season. Because, well, he's a second liner. His overall maybe over 80. Because he's unhappy in Toronto, his morale is down low. He could be, mark my words, he could be at 85 overall right now. And that could help us. We don't need any more centers, but we could play him on the wing. This is big, guys. We have a chance here. If we can get William Nylander, that would be huge. The question is, who would they want in return? I don't want to trade away someone that we need. Like, obviously, Tyler Myers, we need. I mean, would they be interested in someone we don't necessarily need? Like, giving them Keane, who we haven't signed. He's got AHL top 2 potential. And we really have to pay a lot for William Nylander. I know it's stupid for me to go get another center, but they want to give him away, and he's losing morale. Why don't we grab him? We're throwing Wyatt Bear. How many contract openings do they have? Okay, that'd be it. So we just have to take another player back. So Keane's not the player we'd want to give them. What if we give them a center? I don't want to give them Sam Bennett. I really don't want to give them Sam Bennett. That's basically an 85 for what could be. He might not even be 85. Worst case scenario is we can play him in the minors. We could play, no, because someone's going to claim him off waivers. No, actually, because it's still early in the season. But why would I do that? Why would I waste him in the minors? Let me take a look at Toronto. Let's see what they need. Okay, guys, here's the trade I worked up for Toronto. William Nylander, who could be 85 plus. I know it's dumb for me to get another center, but guys, his overall could be extremely high, and Toronto needs to get rid of him. There's no room for him on their roster. We could play him on the wing. It'd be fine. For Lucas Johansson, now I know what you guys are saying. He's a pretty good defensive prospect. Well, he played on the 3rd defensive line last season in AHL. Put up 18 points. Not a bad player. He's a +1. Here's the thing. We have so many defensive prospects down there that he's not going to be able to play this season. He's actually the lowest overall of our defensive prospects that will be playing in the NHL. Everyone else, AHL, excuse me, not NHL. Everyone else is a 74, 75. And then Jake Bean being 79. So he's really going to get put aside, and he's going to lose ice time, and he's not going to be able to grow if he doesn't play. Toronto needs another defensive prospect to play for them on the Marlies and then eventually work their way up. He will be getting ice time on the Marlies. I looked at it. They do have room for him. They need him. And then giving them Nolan Keane, we're not going to use him. He was a 5th round pick. He's 19 years old, AHL top 2. They do need him down there on the Marlies. So he's unsigned. If they want to work out that's between him and them if they want to work out a contract. He was basically just going to follow the free agency for us. A 3rd and a 2nd. I feel like a 3rd and a 2nd is too much. Maybe we try just the 3rd. I don't think it would go through with just a 3rd. It did. Okay, I'm glad I took the 2nd off there. So we do have William Nylander. This is huge, guys. This is huge. I don't want to do anything crazy, but let me edit the lines and see what our team looks like. Okay, guys, here I am at the team editor. Let's see if we can find what overall William Nylander is. He's a center, and we're sort by overall. He's 86 overall. That's exactly what I wanted. He still has low elite potential. He could get to 87 pretty soon. How many points did he put up last season? This is important. 27 points in 82 games. And 37 this season before that. But he's playing on the 4th line. He was on the 4th line because Mitch Marner was over him. And then Nazem Kadri. And then Austin Matthews. He was playing on the 4th line. That's extremely good for the 4th line, in my opinion. I mean, we could always stick him in the AHL, but I'm not going to do that to him. So we will find a spot for him. Actually, no. I was going to say we could trade Tyler Johnson away. But that's crazy. He already has morale with our players on our team. We don't really want to hurt anyone on the team when it comes to morale. So playing William Nylander on the wing would be great. Maybe now's the time to move Marco Dano. I mean, he doesn't put up points like I want him to. Man, I just feel like I'm so hard on Marco Dano, man. He's not a sniper. He's a two-way forward. Yet I'm just like so hard on him. He is a right wing, so he's playing left wing. So I gotta give him credit for something. I have a feeling Nikolai Ehlers is gonna have a breakout year though. So hopefully he holds me to my word. I just feel like he's gonna have a breakout year. I mean, how many points did he put up last season? 52 points. Yeah, he's gonna have a breakout year for sure. I see 60 plus points for Nikolai Ehlers this year, without a doubt. I hope I can say the same for Patrick Laine. I mean, he can score goals. He had 60 points last season. That's not a bad second year. Maybe he can do it again. Man, I hope he can do it again. I really hope his overall goes. But overall doesn't really matter if they play good. Maybe we send Copp down. Yeah, maybe we send Copp down. Put him down there, let him grow a little bit more. He's 24. Yeah, we're sending him down, and then we'll put Dmitry Tereshkov's the third line. Dmitry Tereshkov does really good right there, though. Like last season, he had some good points, 32 points, rookie year. Surprised he didn't win the Calder, but I mean, he's a decent player. But I'm thinking this is what I have in my head. Copp goes down to the AHL. Dmitry Tereshkov goes there. Patrick Laine will play third line because that's what he's listed as. So we don't want to rush him. We really don't want to rush him. I was going to play him on second line next to Mark Scheifele, but I feel like we leave him down here with Sam Bennett and then let Marco Dano handle the second line. Actually, I'm going to put Marco Dano on the first line and put William Nylander here. Where is William Nylander at? Put William Nylander there, and boom. He's listed as a second liner. He's getting the ice time he needs. Patrick Laine is getting the ice time he needs. Dmitry Tereshkov's a little low, but we'll probably have him. His defensive category is pretty decent. We might have him out there on a power play or killing a penalty off or something. Adam Lowry, he's fine where he is now because he kills penalties for us. Nick Petan, he's fine where he is now. I was going to send him back down, but he's fine. That's actually a pretty good fourth liner. Even though he's not listed as a fourth liner, it's not a bad fourth liner. Nikolai Ehlers, Koshmak. Yeah, Koshmak. Or someone told me to say his name. I just cannot pronounce this guy's name right. I know I suck with names, but still, we're just going to call him Scott. Scott goes there. And then Sam Bennett, which I really hope Sam Bennett gets better. We really went out on a limb trading for Sam Bennett, but hopefully he gets better. Then William Nylander and Marco Dano is pretty sick team. If this isn't a Stanley Cup team, I don't know what is. Now, I know some of you guys are saying Mark Scheifele's a for sure first liner. I don't want to rush his growth. He has 2 more years to grow. I'm really hoping he gets to an 88 or an 89 so he can play in the first line. But if he's not going to pass 87, that could be a problem for us. He's been stuck at 87 for a while now. I think it's been, 3 seasons? 2 seasons, actually. It's only been 2 seasons. Slow it down. It's been stuck at 87, man. I mean, 63 points and then 48. I don't know, man. He has to grow eventually. I know 87 is a pretty high overall, but he needs to surpass that. I want him to get to 89. Like, that's his potential. He can get to 89 like Blake Wheeler is. It's just that, I don't know, man. I don't know if he can do it. Blake Wheeler's also in the contract year, so hopefully he will progress. Not progress, but score a lot of goals. Which is a power forward, so he's basically here to defend some players and score goals at the same time. Which his offensive categories are pretty sick. I'm really surprised he doesn't put up more goals than he does. Actually, yeah, I'm really surprised he doesn't put up more goals than he does. Now, let's check out the defense. Marc-Edouard Vlasic, Dustin Byfuglien, Tyler Myers, Jacob Trouba, Josh Morrissey, and then X-player here, which we'll work out in a second. And then AHL, I'm going to best lines of the AHL, see what they do. Probably exactly the same. They didn't touch that, did they? Okay, good. I'm not going to work on any of this now. We do need to find a defenseman for the NHL, 81, 82 overall defenseman. So I'm going to go back to what I was supposed to be doing before. I freaked out because William Nylander was on the trade block. We have William Nylander now. And when it comes to the trade deadline, we could trade someone away if we have to. let's see who we can get. I don't want this video to run very long, so let's see who we can pick up and on the trade block to see if there's anyone that we can get. Why is Toronto getting rid of all their good players? They have Frederik Andersen on there now. Why? Like, why do you have Frederik Andersen on the trade block? Who's your goalie? It's so good. Oh, okay, that's why. You have 288 plus goalies. Okay, that makes sense now. Wow, they're going to have a sick... Toronto's going to be really sick in about a year. Once they get their team going, they're going to be sick. They have Austin Matthews in the AHL. I'm sure they'll fix that. Anyways, I'm going to look for a defenseman. Hopefully I can find somebody. Alright, guys, I found our defenseman, Nicholas Grossman. They have him in the AHL. He's 82 overall. He's got 1 year on his deal, so I feel like trading for him would be pretty good. It's a defensive D-man, just like I wanted. Doesn't even make $1 million, so he's fairly cheap. So if we could pick him up, it'd be great. They have him in the AHL, so as I said, they're just wasting him down there, in my opinion. So we'll see if they want any of our AHL players, and if so, we'll just throw them to them. Probably somebody who has no potential at all. I don't want to get rid of anybody good. There's really nobody they want. What if we what if we throw some people at them? Maybe they just can't deny if we just throw them at them. They just take them and be like, here, yep, we're taking them for sure. What if we give them someone like, I don't want to give them someone who's going to be decent. Anyone with AHL potential? This guy. AHL top 2 potential. This is dumb if they don't take this trade. I know it's stupid to trade away someone who could be decent, but, you know, it's just for a 1 year thing, and plus that guy's got 1 year anyways. We just got to let him go to free agency. He's not going to grow to be anything good, so that should go through. Yep, trade accepted. Nicholas Grossman is now part of our team. Now, give me 1 second. I'm going to make the team and the AHL team look the best they can, and then you guys will see the final result. Alright, guys, I finished the lines up, and this is what our team is going to look like this season if no changes go down. Basically, it's fourth line will be Dmitry Tereshov, Adam Lowry, and Nick Patan. Pretty decent fourth line, if I do say so myself. I think these two are pretty sick for the fourth line. They're both third liners, but I feel like they'd be really good there. Third line, Patrick Laine. He's only on the third line because we don't want to stunt his growth with Sam Bennett and Scott. I'm not going to call him his name because everyone says I say it wrong, and I don't know how to say it. He's got 1 year left, so hopefully he does good. Sam Bennett, I really hope he does good this season. He needs to have a breakout year. Patrick Laine is already scoring goals at a crazy pace. We just need him to increase overall. His physical and defensive category just needs to get better, especially his defensive category. Hopefully it gets better. He's only 20 though, so we probably should have just kept him in the AHL his very first year, but you know, a lot of you guys wanted me to call him up, so I did. And then second line, William Nylander. He's going to be sick. Hopefully he gets to 87 for the end of the season. That way he can take on the first line. I mean, 88 and plus his first line, but I feel like he can handle it as an 87. Next to Mark Scheifele, who I really hope grows past 87 this season, and Nikolai Ehlers. Which Nikolai Ehlers is bound for a breakout year this season. The facts are there. The stats are there as well. It's going to happen. He's going to be 86 before the end of the season. I can see it now. First line, Blake Wheeler, Tyler Johnson, and Mark O'Dano. Here's the question. Is this Tyler Johnson's last year in Winnipeg? He has 3 more years on his contract, but the question is, will he put up enough points to stay? He only had 52 points last season, which was kind of a letdown in my opinion. I mean, he did have 59 the year before that, but 52, I expect better from Tyler Johnson. It could have just been a bad year. Everyone had low points last season. I don't know, man. He's got to prove himself here. He really has to prove himself. And then Blake Wheeler, he's also in a contract year. Tyler Johnson's not in a contract year, though. And then Mark O'Dano, I know why you playing Mark O'Dano on the first line instead of William Nylander. I don't know, man. I just don't want to hurt William Nylander's growth. And I feel like Mark O'Dano is not going to be the best player. I think he's going to max out at 86. So I'm just playing him on the first line. Hopefully he scores some goals. And I don't want to put William Nylander there. I just feel like it'd rush him and it'd stud his growth pretty fast. So, and then on the defensive side of things, Mark-Edward Vlasic, this dude is going to help us out a lot. What plus? He was a plus 17 last season. Only had 15 points, But if you're plus 17, I'm not going to complain. That's for sure. And the year before that, he had 58. So if he does that 58-point season again, hey, more power to him. That's not going to happen, though, because he doesn't put up points. He's a defensive D-man. He's not there to put up points. He's there to keep the puck out of the back of the net, and that's what we need. Then Dustin Byfuglien, he is going to retire Winnipeg Jet, but I would like to see a little bit more production out of him. Tyler Myers is in a contract year, so he needs to prove himself, to prove he needs that contract extension. He needs to earn that $5.5 million. I don't know if that's what he's going to ask for or if he's going to ask for something else, but he's going to have to earn it. Because, I mean, last season he didn't do too bad, but 22 points in 82 games, I want to see him do better than that. I want to see him break 30 points. Which, he's not a bad defenseman, but it'd be nice if he breaks 30 points. I doubt it. Again, he's not a defensive D-man like Marc-Edouard Vlasic, but he's going to keep the puck out of the back of the net. That's what we need. Jacob Trouba's bound to have a breakout year. It's probably going to be this year. I don't know. His points have been going worse and worse. Minus 11, but again, we had a bad season last year. Hopefully, he does better. We will see and go from there. Third line, Josh Morrissey. This dude is going to be sick for us one day. Last year, he had 12 points. He had just the amount of points that Jacob Trouba had, which is interesting. Maybe he may pass Jacob Trouba one day. But he has a sick offensive category, and he sure can put the puck in the back of the net if he tries hard enough. So let's hope he can keep that up. And our newest acquisition to the team, Nicholas Grossman. He is here to keep the puck out of the back of the net, as well as Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He's got 1 year, so he's just here. He's just going along for the playoff ride. That's what he's here for. And he's a running player. That's all he is. Goalies, obviously, Eric Comrie and Hellebuck. And then in the AHL, Brendan Lemieux, he's going to be pretty sick. He's already 83. He's only 22 years old. I was going to move him up. I was going to call him up, but I realized let's just keep him down here. He puts up some pretty good points down here in the AHL. Put up 51 points in 76 games last season. That's pretty good. The year before that, 12 points in 21 games. He's a power forward, so he could be like next season he could be a third liner. So we do have to watch him. Maybe we do get rid of Tyler Johnson this upcoming offseason with all these young players coming up. Brett Howden is another player we need to watch. He's 82 overall. He can put up points if he tries. He didn't play for us last season. I don't think he played at all. No, he was in minors. He was in the juniors, my bad, last season. That's why he doesn't have any stats. Our first round pick from the draft like a few weeks ago, which was basically last episode, a few weeks ago in the game, Joseph Quick. This dude is already at 80 overall, top 6 forward. He could be at 83 before the end of the season. He's going to grow pretty fast. I don't know why. I just have the feeling he's going to grow fast. So we do have to keep our eye on him. Andrew Kopp was moved down. I mean, I don't know, man. Hopefully he does better down here. Jansen, Harkins, Vesalainen. I hope this guy's not a bust. I mean, he's 72. We drafted him like first overall in 2017. He's only 19, so you can't really be mad. He still has a lot of room to grow. He's got the medium elite potential. But I'm starting to think we should have taken the other guy, man. Alright, third line, we do have Embrov, Dube, who we just picked up in free agency, and Vitaly Zubov. So, pretty sick third line for the AHL, if I do say so myself. Then Rick Fletcher, Chase DeLeo, and Sergei Bakov, which hopefully he progresses pretty well. He was our third round pick from this season. And then defense, this is what I'm the most proud of. Luke Green, Jake Bean, who Jake Bean is going to be really good for us in the future. It looks like Luke Green's growing pretty fast too. He's already at 78, so we might have to watch out for him. He may want to come up and play in the NHL in a few seasons as well, which is what we want and what we need. So that would be great if these two are ready to come up to NHL. Not next season, but season after that would be awesome. Jake Bean may be ready next season. We got to keep our eye on him. I expect a lot of points out of Jake Bean. He played in the minors or juniors last year for Carolina. So I want Jake Bean to put up a lot of points for this team. Offensive defenseman. The team's on his shoulders. Let's see how he does. Then Logan Stanley, Darcy Pichali, I think y'all said his name was. I don't know. It's something like that. It's something like that. Or Pisani. That's what it was. Pisani. Something like that. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. But, it's whatever. Defensive D-man. I hope this guy gets good. He's 21 years old now. He hasn't grown at all. So it's kind of bad. But you know what? He's a good AHLer. And then we have Sammy Niku and Gustav Forsling, which this guy's not, he's not really growing at all. he's lost some potential. I don't know, man. Maybe he may be good. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Never count out a player. We have Caroletto. I think I butchered that name. It's close enough. We picked him up out of free agency this season, so he's 21 years old, backup, not bad. This other guy was our starter from last season, Maximilian Patch. So he's 22 years old, AHL starter. He's not going to be anything, but maybe this guy could be a future backup goalie one day for an NHL team. Maybe our team in the future. I don't know. Never know with these guys, man. The way the simulation works, that guy could never lose a game for the rest of his career, be a 90 overall in a year, and come up here. That's not going to happen, man. You never know, man. It could. It could happen. Anyways, guys, that's our team. There is one more. There is a question I do want to leave you guys out on. We didn't get any simulation done this episode, but here's something big we need to take care of. Who should be the captain? Right now we have Blake Wheeler as captain, but I feel like with him in a contract year, I feel like he needs to earn the C. Who else should be our captain? Should we put the C on Big Buff? Or should we rush and give it to Mark Scheifele? Or maybe, no, I feel like Patrick Laine is too... He's not ready for the C. I don't know, man. Who should be the captain? Should we give it to Mark Scheifele? Should Blake Wheeler keep it? Should Big Buff have it? Or should it just be, Jacob Trouba? Jump to conclusions really fast. Give it to Nikolai Ehlers. I don't know, man. Who do you guys think should be the captain and the two alternate captains? Comment down below, guys. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. No simulation in this episode, but next episode we're going to go all the way to the trade deadline next episode. You can count on that. So be sure to press that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, thanks for all the feedback on my videos. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for 250 subscribers. I just hit that today. Also, if you hear any noise in the background, it's because I'm going through a hurricane right now. Yeah, that's weird, but it's true. Alright, see you guys in the next video.
We're back from the dead.